Hello again, everybody. After going through a lot of the documentation again and a lot of the sites, some on YouTube, some just on the Internet Explorer using Google to find various websites of different people, rewatching interviews from professional people, one's on Project Camelot, one's on Project Disclosure, 9/11, and a lot of YouTube personal sites of different people's perceptions and their views and so on and etc. I seem to come to the same conclusion a number of times. Things seem to point to one way, and to be honest, you're going to have to listen to this with a broad, open mind, as I'm not sure if anybody else comes to the same conclusions or not. If so, please let me know. In my opinion, 9/11 itself seems to be one of the biggest political backfires in the history of politics since the Roman Empire, and when Nero set fire to Rome and blamed the Christians for it. It seems that it had two main goals to accomplish, which it did do. Firstly, to strike terror, fear and anger into the population of not just America but around the globe. The first part of it needing was to incite the anger and want for revenge. In doing this, which it accomplished, people were shocked, confused and angry and did want revenge. So therefore the government gave them revenge by producing new laws like the Patriot Act and designing the battle plans to go into Afghanistan and then to go into Iraq, which was always the purpose from well before President George W. Bush became president. Secondly, the other part, I think a lot of people might have missed this, but it's an important part of the picture. The second goal was to prevent Dr. Stephen Greer's disclosure project from coming before Congress, which was so close to being accomplished. The reason being is because if it came before Congress, a lot of information would have been divulged and put into the public domain and put on mainstream television and put into mainstream politics, which would spread around the globe. The effect of this coming out as being truthful, like on the government side, because remember they always denied the existence of Area 51 for decades, but then eventually on certain court cases they had to acknowledge its existence. Well, this would have disrupted all the government structures around the globe if it became true and admitted that aliens have been visiting the planet and they did have the technology hidden away and kept secret for decades and kept it from the public. It would have meant the government structure in America as we know it would have had to drastically change, and all the people who are currently in power would not be there any longer. Plus, the US would get its government back under its constitution mandate, because they would have to change things so drastically. That's what would happen. Your power would come back into the hands of the people, and then you'd have to change things completely of how things were run on the evidence of what was going to change the lifestyles, as in brand new technology, brand new power supplies, energy that was self-sustaining, and you would have to get away, eventually fade away from fossil fuels and especially oil. The other part is the bankers. They would lose all their control over government power and finances around the world. The financial structures of the planet would change drastically. They would lose control. That is those first 2 points. I'll have to get back to one in a second video. This one's running down. I'll go in the second part.